At the age of 17, I joined the Marine Corps. You know, I wanted a challenge in my life. I needed to get out of my hometown, Canton, Ohio. There wasn't much for me there. I didn't want to work in the steel mills. I mean, I appreciate the people who do that, but I didn't see that in my future. So I joined the Marine Corps. That was my only way out, and did good in the Marine Corps. And that's where I really got into lifting. I started playing rugby, and they had a big mirror. We'd come home from rugby practice or back to the squad bay, and it said, "Be your best today," or something like that. And me and this Jack dude, and he must have been on major gear then. He was just huge. Gonzo was his name. I was skinny. I was like 160 pounds, and he was all big and jacked, and we're all posing in there. I had abs and shoulders and biceps and stuff, and he kept saying, "You got to come to the gym with me. Let's go train." So I started training with him, and then it caught on. So after I got out of the Marine Corps, I got into the gym business. 24-hour used to be called Family Fitness back in the day, and I started there. So I was a trainer, and yeah.
Let me ask you this, man, because like it's really cool having you on because you're 59. You don't look 59, and your body doesn't look that way either. But through the years of your training, has anything changed in terms of the way you train or treat yourself nowadays? Because the fact that you've been able to maintain all of this is something that most people don't think is possible. They don't think you can look like this at your age. They think
you also move well.
Yes.
We've noticed when you walked in, you're not like, you know, real stiff, and it doesn't seem like you're in a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not. And I appreciate the fact that you can see that, because my goal has always been to be athletic. Weight training for me is not about aesthetics as much as it's about function and form. And I want to look good, of course, but I don't want to be stiff and not able to move and play football and do all the things that bring me joy in life. So the things that have changed really haven't been much, in all honesty, because I was always a guy who didn't let my ego get in the way. I would lift lighter in better form, in more mind to muscle connection. And I was doing these things before I even knew they were a thing to do. I knew to slow down and really feel it. And when I was watching other guys, I remember I saw a guy drop 315 on his chest from here. And that kind of convinced me to stay in my lane. Like, you know, and I'm a fairly strong guy, relatively speaking, you know, in the place that I'm in here. But I always knew that I just wanted this to last forever. And I knew beating myself up wasn't the way to go. So you know, to this day, I don't have any injuries, and I can run and jump and play and do all those sorts of things.
Well, strength, you know, we tend to like narrow it down to exercising, you know, particularly certain types of lifts. And then even worse, we'll narrow it down to like one lift. So like how much you bench, you know, like that's, people talk about bench press, squats, deadlifts, maybe like a military press. And that's the only thing we hang our hat on, but we forget about there's so many other attributes that people can have that are amazing, that are not only things that are proof that someone's strong, but they're also things that can really help for longevity. Things like push-ups, being able to do things with your body weight. I mean, how many people can go into the gym and without warming up, just, you know, grab some dumbbells and do some walking lunges without any thought, without thinking about their knees crackling and hurting? Like probably not a lot, probably people that are fit, probably a lot of people that are fit would even have trouble doing that. So it's interesting because I think as I've trained my perspective on lifting, you know, it was more about, you know, the heavy weight and powerlifting and things like that. But over the years, I've come to appreciate the athleticism and the fact that as we get older, we don't have to be decrepit. We don't have to be in tons of pain. We can fix ourselves with the stuff that we love, with some of the lifting that we're doing.
Yeah. You know, something about me is I've never warmed up. I've never stretched. I can go right into the gym and just jump in and start exercising. I see guys warming up longer than my entire training session lasts for.
But let me ask you, when you jump in, it's a methodical jump in. It's not like, let's say you have some squats. You don't just jump into your heavy set like you know what I mean? Like what is it that, when you say you just start working out, what do you mean? Power Project family, if you're trying to increase your muscle mass, if you're trying to lose body fat, if you're trying to stick to your nutrition plan, if you're trying to get fit, pretty much if there's anything you're trying to do for your health, we know that sleep is the biggest determining factor to help you get from point A to point B. That's why we've been sleeping on 8-sleep mattresses for probably more than 2 years now. And the main reason is the technology behind the Pod Pro. Now, the Pod Pro is like the Tesla of beds. It will change its temperature based off of how you're sleeping during the night. And if you have a partner that's sleeping on the other side, they could have their own temperature settings. We all sleep hot here, and I used to wake up in a puddle of my own sweat. That doesn't happen anymore because of the 8 Sleep mattress, and I've been getting the best sleep of my life. Now, if you don't want to replace your mattress, you can just get the Pod Pro cover, and you can put that over your current mattress to get all the benefits of 8 Sleep. But if you also need to replace your old nasty mattress, you can get the Pod Pro cover and the 8 Sleep mattress. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, you guys got to head over to 8sleep.com/powerproject, and you guys will automatically receive $150 off of your order. Again, 8sleep.com/powerproject. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes.
Well, I'll see somebody sitting in there, doing all this sort of stuff and stretching and just spending a lot of time doing things that you could do under the bar. So a squat, for example, I just grab the bar and squat. That's the best stretch and the best warm up is the actual movement that you're going to be doing. But I see people doing all of these things and I'm wondering to myself, why? I mean, why are you doing all of this to go do something that could be the exact thing you need to warm up? So if I'm bench pressing, I'll grab a bar, but I won't go 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll throw a decent weight on there that I know is manageable for me. And I'm smart enough to know my body. That's the key. And that's one of the big things with age, right? Is you really get it. You understand exactly what you need to do. And so I started going to this gym right here, the gym, and it really changed everything for me. The atmosphere, like you had mentioned here in your place, Mark, is just conducive to really training hard and having fun. And I kind of lost that for a while, in all honesty. You've been doing it your entire life. You get bored with it after a while.
What brought it back? Do you think this gym specifically?
That gym, 100%.
Are there people in there just like getting after it?
They're getting after it. Everybody is serious, but everybody's nice. We're having a good time. No one's trying to be the gym tough guy. It's well equipped. I mean, all of the machines are hand-picked. It's the best of each brand.
The gym tough guy. I forgot all about that.
Oh yeah, they exist.
It's been so long since I've been in a gym where I've gotten that vibe from somebody, but I remember that.
Yeah. It certainly isn't me.
Well, for you also, like you mentioned that you do a lot of different types of, like you also do sprinting. So was there ever a time that you got disconnected from variable types of movements outside of just lifting weights? Or has that always been a part of what you do?
It's always been a part of what I do because, raising kids, you grow up, you're an athlete, you play sports, you do different things. And then I think a lot of guys, when they get into corporate life or industrial life or whatever it is they do, that's when they disconnect from the core of who they are. But because I got married and had kids right away, after I got out of the Marine Corps, there wasn't a lot of time for me to disconnect.
Yeah.
I had kids and then they got into soccer and I was out on the field coaching and running and playing. And I wanted to be that dad who was the example. And I'm very proud to say that I still am. The other day, 2 weeks ago, my son's college buddy, he played football and he was a quarterback and his buddy came. We went out on the football field and there were 3 of us, 1 quarterback, 1 receiver, one defensive back, and we're running routes, throwing balls, just going around in circles like that.
Yeah.
And I felt so good because, there was one situation, I caught a pass and we were on the 20-yard line. I just ran the whole way, scored a touchdown. I mean, the guy could have tackled me if he wanted to, but I got down there and the guy's like, damn, dude, your dad's a badass. And I know my son felt really good about that. And that's what kept me connected to being active and staying athletic because I've always been around it,
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.